Hi, I'm Linda and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making butterscotch oatmeal squares, which is a really delicious, fairly simple recipe, so I'm happy about that. These are a favorite of both my son Connor and my husband. And today I'm excited to be wearing my sunflower apron. Sunflowers are, one of the things that they represent is sarcoma. And sarcomas are a very aggressive form of cancer. I unfortunately lost a 20-year-old, 1-year-old son to a sarcoma this April. And so I wear and have sunflowers in my videos to honor him. And these videos help me to keep busy and give me something to do throughout this difficult time. I also love to help kids and beginners in the kitchen to get established and do some fun recipes at the same time. So thank you for taking this journey along with me, and I know that you're going to love today's recipe. The tools that we'll be using today are a large pot and a 9x13 pan, a 1 cup and a 2/3 cup measuring cup, a can opener, scissors, a wooden spoon, and a spatula. The ingredients today are white sugar, evaporated milk, butter or margarine. I always use butter in recipes, butterscotch chipits, and shredded coconut. I use sweetened shredded coconut. A lot of this recipe takes place over the stovetop, so we're just going to measure our first 3 ingredients into the pot and then move over to the stove. So the first ingredient is sugar. And for that, we need 1.5 cups. Now, instead of using a 1/2 cup measuring cup, I just take my 1 cup and I fill it full for the 1 cup. And then I fill it again halfway for the 1/2 cup. You can do whatever's easier for you. So there's my 1.5 cups of white sugar. And my next ingredient is 2/3 cup of evaporated milk. Make sure you're using evaporated milk and not sweetened condensed milk. Whenever I'm using a can, whether it's soup or evaporated milk or anything in my recipes, I always rinse off the top of the can first, because you never know if it's been dusty or dirty, and sometimes it falls in. So I always give that a rinse, which I've already done, before opening the can. So let's just go ahead and open it now. Okay, my lid fell in there, so I'm glad I rinsed that off well. So 2/3 cup. And 1/2 cup of butter or margarine. I use a butter stick. If you're using a pound of butter, they usually have markings on the outside of the package, so you'll know where to cut. You don't need to use softened butter for this, because it's going to be melting on the stove anyway. Butter stick is already a 1/2 cup, so I don't need to worry about measuring it. So all I'm going to do now is take this pot over to the stove top, and I'm going to put it on medium-high heat, which on my stove top is a 7, and I'm going to start stirring it while it cooks. Okay, here we are over at the stove top, as promised, and I'm going to turn my stove top onto medium-high, which is 7 on my stove. I have my wooden spoon here for stirring, and when it boils and I boiled it for a minute and remove it from heat, I need to add 1 cup of butterscotch chipits, so I've gone ahead and pre-measured those. So we're ready to get started. All I'm going to do is stir this mixture while it cooks. Use my wooden spoon to break that butter up a little bit, make it melt faster. This recipe does not say stir constantly, so you can just stir it from time to time if you like. Okay, this is starting to bubble now, starting to boil, so I'm definitely going to keep a close eye on it. I'm not going to start my 1 minute though until it's got a full boil on, so we're almost there. Okay, I would call this a full boil, so I'm going to go ahead. I have a timer on my watch, so I'm going to start the timer for 1 minute. And I am going to stir while it is cooking. Perhaps not the whole time, but certainly some of it. I want to make sure that the mixture doesn't burn. Okay, so my timer just went, so I'm going to turn off my burner and remove this from heat, take it over to my counter, and stir in the butterscotch chipits. Okay, so let's go ahead and stir in our butterscotch chipits. They should melt pretty quickly. You want to stir them till they have all or mostly melted. Might take a minute or two, but you're going to want the mixture to be pretty homogeneous, meaning it's all one rather than little chipits floating around. Okay, I've poured this into the pan, and now I'm going to go ahead and spread it out all over, nice and evenly. These are going to be nice and thick, I can tell. This makes a very good and full 9 by 13 pan. So all that's going to be left for us to do is to put this in the fridge till they're cold, then they are ready to eat, and you will really enjoy those. So thank you for watching my video on butterscotch oatmeal squares. I hope you enjoy them, and have a great day.